Hello friends, my name is Dr. Saif and today I am going to speak on a drug which has been hyped as a key medication for the management of COVID-19. The purpose of making this video is to present various facts and bust the myths about remdesivir. People are forcing the doctors to write remdesivir in hospital and many COVID patients are getting admitted to receive the remdesivir. The demand is so high that it is being black marketed at inflated price of as high as 35,000 while actual cost is just rupees 2,000 per vial. So it is very important to present the facts and evidence about its effectiveness in COVID-19. First and foremost, myth number one is that people assume that remdesivir is the only drug for the management of COVID-19. However, it is not so. The fact is that there are more efficacious and highly effective drugs which improve the survival available in the market like steroids, blood thinner or oxygen. And see, nobody is talking about steroid so much as these are old and least expensive drugs. Pharma companies do not get any monetary advantage in promoting this drug. Blood thinners are also very efficacious and improve pulmonary blood flow and prevents various thrombotic complications of COVID-19 when D-dimer is raised. Oxygen is so vital when it is required, and C, government failed to provide this important drug in adequate amount, that is oxygen. Many people are dying due to lack of oxygen rather than the lack of remdesivir. Remdesivir does not improve the survival of the patients with COVID-19 illness, and I'm going to prove that in my video. WHO guidelines recommend against remdesivir outside of clinical trials for COVID-19 of any disease severity. Among COVID-19 patients without the need of supplemental oxygen and with oxygen saturation more than 94% on room air, IDSA, that is Infectious Disease Society of America, suggests against the use of remdesivir. According to a trial by Wang et al., intravenous remdesivir did not significantly improve the time to clinical improvement, mortality or time to clearance of virus in patients with serious COVID-19 compared with placebo. Later, Act 1 trial showed that remdesivir reduced the length of stay by 5 days from 15 to 10 days. So it shortened the time to recovery. So this was the only advantage. And later the Solidarity trial, which was conducted in 405 hospitals across various nationalities, it found no effect on mortality. The OR was 0.95 only, and need to initiate artificial ventilation or time to discharge were not different in the groups. Later, the meta-analysis, which combined the data from 4 RCTs on remdesivir, also found no improvement in mortality and OR was 0.9, and hence WHO issued a conditional recommendation that remdesivir should not be used in hospitalized patients with COVID-19 in November 2020. So now the question is, when should we use remdesivir? When the viral load is very high and obviously before fulminant inflammation sets in. In Solidarity trial, there was trend towards reduced mortality in the subset of patients who required low flow or even high flow oxygen at baseline, but definitely the patients who were on ventilator could not show any improvement with remdesivir. Okay, there were 5 major RCTs and 5 NRSI, and meta-analysis were published in just 15th of April this month only, and it showed significant improvement in 28-day recovery and low flow oxygen support through days 1 to 14, and also in patients who were on mechanical ventilation, there was less requirement of mechanical ventilation, less requirement of ECMO when remdesivir was used. So this meta-analysis of 5 RCTs and 5 NRSI showed some improvement of using the remdesivir. However, there was no improvement in mortality. Rather, we should be very careful in using remdesivir because it can cause GI symptoms, diarrhea, abdominal pain, vomiting, etc., and also hepatic dysfunction. If AST, ALT are more than 10 times of upper normal limit, then you should discontinue the remdesivir in hospital, because patient might develop severe hepatic toxicities. Okay. And if the patient is having already underlying renal dysfunction and creatinine clearance is less than 30, definitely you should not use remdesivir. So these two things you should remember in mind. Remember that remdesivir is not recommended for the patient whose eGFR is less than 30 ml per minute, because there is no data to suggest that remdesivir is safe in such setting. So the safety and effectiveness of using remdesivir to treat COVID-19 have not been evaluated in pediatric patients aged less than 12 years or weighing less than 40 kg. So do not use remdesivir in pediatric patients who are younger than 12 years. I think best time to use remdesivir is in the first week of moderate to severe illness, when viral replication is maximum. That is the time when remdesivir will act and prevent the hyperinflammation of host. So more and more studies are awaited to answer the question that when we should start the remdesivir in COVID-19 illness. But the most important fact is that we should never misuse the remdesivir. We should not use the remdesivir in mild or asymptomatic cases. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please share and like this video to encourage my more video creation. And always use remdesivir in a very judicious way, so that you can save the remdesivir for the patients who really need. And by this you are promoting the antibiotic stewardship. So thank you so much.